Welcome back to another episode of EXP Live from Las Vegas. This is episode 15.
Kimmy and Johnny live from Las Vegas. You think they've been waiting with bated breath?
All 8 of you, all 8 of the subscribers, I'm sure you've been anxiously awaiting.
But I gotta tell you what, we have some really good information to put out.
We always have good information to put out.
We've got like 15 minutes to jam pack, 6 months worth of information, because that's how far behind we are.
Pretty much. Well, no, we're probably actually a year behind, but let's at least, let's talk about what's going on right now, because...
Well, how are you? What's been going on with you?
I'm doing well, Pam. How are you?
I'm a grandma.
I know, that's congratulations. So, Pam, hard to believe, but just became a grandma.
Yeah, I am over the moon. I've been waiting to join this club. I have been waiting to join the grandma club. Yeah, her name is Scarlett LaRue.
Scarlett LaRue.
Yeah, she was born on Friday the 13th, Friday the 13th. So it's Camp Crystal Lake for all the Halloween fans
It's
out
also,
there.
13 is the lucky number in Italian. So if a baby's born on the 13th, I know you're not Italian, but still good luck.
I think it's funny, and that was actually her due date as well.
That's right,
her due date was Friday the 13th. She's very prompt. She's like grandma.
I can just see it now, boy.
Other than that, nothing
prompt,
much going
very
on.
direct.
Yeah.
Doesn't sugarcoat.
Kind of been on one today, so we'll see how this goes.
Let's do it.
So Las Vegas, some really super fun things going on. You know, despite what's going on out in the economy, and it's tragic what's going on as far as the globe is concerned.
The world, sure.
It's tragic. However, we say it all the time. We really are our own economic hub. Mm-hmm. And there are so many things going on in Las Vegas that are just positive, like, you know, just in the world of transportation in Las Vegas.
Yeah. So what's going on with transportation right now?
Well, Brightline is the $12 billion project, and it's been the $12 billion question mark for the last 20 years. However, you know, by all accounts and purposes, we're sitting with right-of-ways and permits now.
Oh, wow.
So it looks like they could actually start developing the Brightline, and that's going to be a high-bullet train, all electronic, that goes from LA to Las Vegas, high-speed train. We will help eliminate over 50 million trips that are traveled on I-15 every single year. And then, interestingly enough, that's going to land right behind Tim Lewicki's Oakview project, which is already underway. About 4,400 rooms, 2,200 room towers, building a professional NBA arena.
Ooh.
We don't have an NBA team, but
we get an MLB one soon.
In baseball, there was a movie. If you build it, they will come. So
it's only a matter of time.
Maybe a transfer. Well, there are rumors that Shaquille O'Neal is looking at doing an expansion team. So
LeBron James has been chomping at the bit to own a basketball team out here as well.
That's awesome.
It's going to happen.
So that's one small part of transportation. We've also got Elon Musk in town. Elon likes to build tunnels, and he likes to sell Teslas.
Yes, he does.
So
he's pretty good at both of them, too.
He's really good at both of them. So we have the Vegas Loop. It's a paltry 2.2 miles right now. It runs underneath the old Las Vegas Convention Center. Takes people in, you know, little Teslas in tiny little tunnels that are like no bigger than the Tesla.
Stick your arms out the window of the car.
However, so right now it's taking convention goers from place to place. And have you ever walked those convention halls? Oh my
God, yeah, way too many times.
Just go from North Hall to South Hall, like pack a lunch, right?
Pack a sleeping bag, forget about lunch.
However, Elon just got approved for another 68 miles and 19 stops.
Oh, wow. And it's all underground, right?
It's all underground. And he did just purchase a big piece of land in Chinatown, which is earmarked for one of his stops, which I think is just, it's fascinating. It's great, right? You're going to take convention goers straight from the convention up to Chinatown, all over the city.
You know, finally, people are going to get an opportunity to get off the strip, right? Because that's the biggest thing that so many visitors they run into. You know, look, if you come into Vegas, of course you want to enjoy everything that the strip has. But if you are a repeat visitor, you want to check out the rest of the city. And what better way to do it when you can just hop in a little Tesla and take a little trip downtown, grab some great local food.
I think so. I think you and I think like that, but I don't know. Like a lot of people that come to Vegas, they just get drunk right in the hotel.
They just want to do the Vegas thing. I hear you. It depends, yeah.
Vegas is fun. What else is going on in the world of transportation?
I got a quick question for you though
Yeah.
about the whole train thingy. I'm wondering if, depending on how long the commute will be from, let's say, Los Angeles, LA County to here, we may become like a bedroom community for people commuting versus moving here from California. I'm wondering if that might be an option. What do you think? And I say that because back in New York, people will commute from Connecticut and New Jersey, and they'll literally take a 2.5 hour trip to go just so they don't want to live in New York City, but they have to work there. I'm wondering if the same thing will happen at some point out here. What do you think?
I totally get it. I understand where you're coming from. So what I hear you saying is that people that live in California that don't want to actually make the move to Las Vegas, those people don't exist. No, I'm serious.
Yeah,
Why would you not? You've got the mansion tax now.
True.
We're such a tax-friendly state. Such a tax-friendly state. In fact, who just bought 300 acres in Boulder City?
Amazon.
Bada bing.
Bada bing, bada boom. Boy.
Bada boom.
Yeah. El Dorado Valley. Keep an eye on El Dorado Valley.
El Dorado Valley. So it's been kind of like a little gold rush out there. Yeah. And we knew something was going on, right? But it's now official. So what does Amazon plan on doing with the property?
They haven't disclosed it yet. They're going to soon. But, what do you think? We're talking about another major hub. I mean, that's a lot of acreage, right? You would think that it's going to be more than just a 1 million square foot Amazon warehouse, right?
Yeah.
I mean, because they have they could literally build like a little city or a little town within El Dorado Valley,
Right. Yeah. Well, and he's big on culture for his employees, right? He always picks places where...
Jeff Bezos, we're talking now.
Yeah.
Okay.
He always picks places where his people are going to have like access to good schools and nature, and he's very thoughtful, or so it's published in papers as to his site locations.
Do you know how much money that? I'm sorry. Go ahead, finish.
No, that's my point.
Yeah.
If you're living in California and paying all of those high property taxes, high rents, high mortgage payments, you're not going to commute to Las Vegas for lower wages. No. We're just we're
sounds like the plane charades. Sounds
lower
like
cost of living.
Cost of living.
COL.
You love your acronyms, don't you? Don't ask what HH means, though. Don't ask me what HH is.
I know. I was just asked to HH, and I had to ask what that meant.
Happy hour.
It's
not that we're complete teetotalers, but
I'm a grandma. You can't ask me to HH.
Your HH days are over.
Yeah. I don't know what that means. Well, and of course she's from out of town visiting Vegas for a convention because we have the air show in town.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
So you're going to be basically out tonight doing shots and...
We'll see. Oh, before we get off of travel, that's another thing. Speaking of the air show in town, so we've obviously got some big events coming in Las Vegas, and everybody's talking about it. But we're hosting the Super Bowl. We've got Formula One. So the Henderson Executive Airport, which is one of our private airports, recently just had to lay an extra 18 acres of runway to accommodate the uber wealthy that's going to be flying into town for these events. I mean, an extra 18, they're going to be just pushing planes out on the stick.
Come on, let's go.
Yeah, park it over there.
I want to get the valet job over there. Forget about doing a valet at Caesar's Palace. I want that gig instead, man.
And then, so I have heard a personal rumor, and I do believe it's true, that the Harry Reid International Airport, I still have such a hard time calling it. It has been the McCarran Airport.
AKA McCarran?
It's been McCarran International Airport since I was a kid, but we'll go with it. The Harry Reid International Airport did just purchase an additional 190 acres next to it to expand, which was interesting because, by all accounts and purposes, we will outgrow that airport by the year 2030, right? Like the clock is ticking. And we had earmarked some property out in Ivanpah where they were looking at building another airport, which is on the way to California, which makes sense. However, at this point, I would assume, I don't know if those plans got scratched. However, they did find a way to expand by purchasing that 190 acres next door, which used to be an old TaylorMade golf course, an old abandoned sports park. So it's fun not only to see the redevelopment of the property, but it's cool to see that our airport actually needs an extra 190 acres. That's fun.
And what better proof that, and you say it all the time, all real estate is local, right? But what better proof about the strength of our economy and the growth potential of Las Vegas than Amazon committing even more money? Amazon has spent $9 billion investing in Las Vegas since they came into town. It's been less than 10 years?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a serious commitment. That's not like, hey, we like you, we kind of like you guys, we want to hang around. This is like, all right, we're permanently moving in. We're getting married, we're done. That's it.
I mean, I know it's small potatoes compared to your $9 billion, but Formula One put $100 million into what? 2 miles? Less than 2 miles of road? Crazy.
It's amazing how quick they put everything up. I mean, there's already, the grandstands are up. It's
totally insane, but this is just like completely going off track. However, when I did that Formula One tour and I got to drive the route that the race cars will actually be driving, we were talking about the resurfacing of the streets. And the funniest thing is that about 90% of the material in the resurfacing comes from, it's some special stone and glass that they didn't think they were going to be able to get in Las Vegas locally. And actually they weren't, but they didn't even know if they were going to be able to find it in the United States. However, they were able to harvest it from a quarry in Utah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I think about 70%.
It's a quarry, by the way.
Quarry.
Liberace was query, but you're talking quarry. Anyway.
So about 70% of the resurfacing comes straight from Utah, which I love.
Yeah.
Go Utah. Yay for them. You know what I mean?
Them is right. Wow.
But listen, go on social media and all the locals that have to work down there will tell you how much they hate Formula One because it's been a little bit of a nightmare having road closures and that. However, they're going to be bringing $1 billion to the economy annually.
Can you imagine?
And we're pretty excited about it.
It's found money, right? I mean, it's money that didn't exist in this economy 2 years ago.
We're pretty excited about it. So that's all I got for transportation.
Well,
you want me to talk about education?
Of course I want you to talk about education.
Actually, I just think it's really cool that we just opened our first high school. Oh, what do they call them?
Trade school.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, a magnet school that's 100% devoted to construction trade.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, why not? What do we have? $10 billion worth of projects coming online?
I mean, we have to, right? Because there's such a huge shortage of skilled labor, not only throughout the country, much less.
Not everybody can be an influencer like us.
TikTok influencer, Instagram influencer.
Right.
think I'm more like a defluencer. You're the influencer, I'm like a defluencer. But that's pretty wild because we have so much going on that we actually have to build facilities that we want to spend the money, invest the money to train people.
Yeah.
Highly skilled trades, and not only treating giving them a highly skilled trade, but they're getting employment right away.
Well, and I think what's most important, there's several things that are most important. I mean, let's just face it, Las Vegas has never been a college town. Mm-hmm. We have UNLV. Some other things to mention as far as education is concerned is that we did just graduate our first round of students from the medical school, which, good for us. I mean, we had 60 students.
That's awesome.
That supports the growth of our healthcare system here in Las Vegas. But I think one of the most important things about this is that more of the money is now going to actually stay in Las Vegas. Because we've always had people coming from surrounding cities and
come here, make some cash, and then go back to where you're from, and that's spend it
and sending it home. Right. So we're going to be able to actually keep a lot more of those earnings in Las Vegas. Yeah, and I just think that that's so important. And we've been on a technology push for years. We've been on tech and. What's the one that starts with an S?
Are we playing charades again?
I know, right? However, we've ignored trades.
Yeah.
And so I think it's time that we come full circle, because it's really, what a great career.
Oh my God, it's the
for
best
a lot
career
of-
you can.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yes, and not just for guys too, gals. I mean, it's a great career path, right? There's just so, when you have the ability to have that type of skill, you'll always have a job.
You'll always be in demand.
Always be in demand.
Hey, listen, my uncle owned a plumbing company, and his motto was, "Your shit is my bread and butter." But he's like,
not as good as we're number one and number two, but it's still pretty good, you know.
But he ran such a successful company, and then he opened multiple companies and had homes and took great care of his family. It was just a good job. So I'm very proud of the fact that we're taking the initiative to build a school like that in Las Vegas. We do have, like I had mentioned, we just graduated our first full round of medical students, which is exciting. We now have a nursing school. So, and how about those Rebels? Have you been following Rebels football?
Of course I've been following the running Rebels.
I mean, come on.
They've been cleaning people's clocks. Of course, they've been beating up on a couple of bad teams, like Nevada State. But hey, but you know what, to touch a little bit upon about medical, and I think I have told you this, but I'm not sure, maybe I haven't, 50%, generally when a physician does their schooling and their internship, they generally do their internship and open up a practice in the city where they attended medical school.
Yeah.
Only 50% of doctors that go to medical school over here in the state of Nevada end up staying here. And this is going to be a huge shift in that, because we need to get up to the point where we're on par with average of other cities and other states.
Right.
Where doctors are doing their internship, they're going to the medical school, and they're staying there. So,
well, listen, it's always been the North against the South in the state of Nevada, because we never had a medical school, right? So our kids would have to go to UNR, they'd have to go to Reno. But the funny thing is that Reno had no residency. So they did their schooling in Reno, and then they would come to Las Vegas for their residency.
Wow, holy cow.
Yeah. I mean, it's always been a battle of the North and the South when it comes to medical, and then you're right, then they would leave Nevada, right? But we are doing things to build up our health. One of my most favorite projects right now is the Helios Project, which is 350 acres out in North Las Vegas that's surrounding our Veterans Hospital, which it is an absolute medical desert out there. However, there are plans right now in development to add another 400 hospital beds, all kinds of different specialists, doctor's office, that experiential type retail style. So you can go to your doctor, have lunch, everything on campus.
On campus,
right. So they're building this incredible campus out there, and I think it's just going to be such a huge benefit for Las Vegas, and specifically North Las Vegas. Breaks my heart. We have this beautiful VA hospital, but a lot of the vets aren't actually able to get there.
Oh, man.
It's out in the middle of nowhere,
Right.
So we're bringing more medical facilities in to where they need, and supporting them and getting there.
That's
so
awesome.
baby steps, right? Like, listen, we have been, hate to say it, and I love my town of Vegas, but we have been a one-trick pony for a long time. It's been all about gambling,
the hospitality
tourism,
industry, right? Yeah, that's what we relied on. But
we're growing up.
Yeah, big time. Big
Yes.
time growing up. Taking off our jammies and our footsie jammies and putting on like silk pajamas. That's growing up.
Well, okay, Hugh Hefner.
I was thinking like Steve Wynn, but okay, yeah, Hefner will do it.
What else is going on?
Oh man, I mean that's a lot, and you're just talking about everything that you're going over is so significant for a city to really grow and continue to take the next level. Transportation, right, is so key. And speaking of transportation, we have a new development that's going to be beginning in downtown, ironically called Midtown, and it's going to be basically the first neighborhood or area within the city of Las Vegas that's really going to be designed for a walkable community. So they're going to build 3,000 apartments. It's just going to be like a little mini New York City or a little mini San Francisco, where people won't need vehicles to get around.
Super cool.
And it's just going to attract so many other people from outside of Las Vegas, outside of Nevada, because now, hey, look, San Francisco and New York City, not the safest and greatest places to live these days,
No, for sure.
But so that's really excited about that.
I might take my knife downtown too. Just kidding. So I think that one of the reasons why Las Vegas is so successful is because I don't know any other town that is more private sector friendly. right? When you get the public-private sectors merged together in cooperation for development and for growth.
That's a great point.
That's when magic happens. Because let's be honest, the government just usually screws things up.
They do.
Step aside, let the private sector come in and work with you. You know what I'm saying? It's so more oftentimes than not, the private sector is what pushes the development, the successful development of a city, you know? So, you know, besides just being tax friendly, besides we've got like some of the best weather on the planet. I mean, in the summer, I mean, it kind of feels sometimes like you're on the face of the sun, but it's a small price to pay for. I don't want to make anybody jealous or anything.
It's 85 and sunny, and it's October, what, 17th, 18th? Hey,
it's
come on.
94.
94.
It is 94 degrees outside on October 18th. Yeah. So, I mean, you know, besides all these wonderful reasons why to be in Las Vegas, that's one I would totally benefit. The reason why we have such success in developing as fast as we have is our city's ability and willingness to work with the private sector.
Right.
I mean, you know, when Elon comes knocking at your door, though, what are you going to do? Say no?
and we go out courting. You know, our economic development, Clark County Economic Development, they go courting businesses as well. So it's not only a matter of businesses, you know, reaching out to us, but it's also a matter. It's mutual cooperation. We're not turning people away. Unlike my alma mater in New York City, where the politicians decided.
We're not here to bash anybody.
Well, I'm going.
We're not here to bash anybody.
I am. So they decided to put just real quick, they put the kibosh on Amazon. Cost 50,000 jobs, billions of dollars in revenue, taxes. It's the opposite over here.
Right.
We want businesses and companies to move here and
We
to
want
hire
business
people.
and industry that is going to enhance the community. 100%. We do. So, I don't know. I think we covered a lot of ground.
We did.
I can barely remember anything we talked
But wait,
about.
there's only one other thing I want to talk about. And that is we are very, very excited to announce and launch Pam's new business venture. So why don't you talk a little bit about that?
Well, I mean, you know, we decided that we need to elevate the game a little bit. And so we are launching a new podcast and content space here at Bottega Exchange. So the next time you see John and I, it's going to be a much fancier setup. And the space will be available for rent, and we'll let you know how to find us. Come by, make use of it. Your podcast is probably better than our podcast. Yeah, but that's fun. So it's going to be the Podfather.
The Podfather.
Oh, no, it's the Podmother, because the
Podmother.
Podfather was already taken by a pod moving company, like the kinds
Yeah, the little pod company. Yeah, you know.
But listen, the Podmother works perfect, and everything works out for a reason. And that's who I am.
Yeah.
Leave the mic. Take the cannoli.
Yeah, very excited about that.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
And we're in the perfect area, southwest of Las Vegas. So much going on. So if you have an interest in shooting a podcast over here, reach out and let us know.
Space for rent.
Space for rent.
All right. Are you going to tell a bad joke?
Oh, boy. So these three longtime female friends get into a car accident. Unfortunately, they die. They go to heaven. They have to meet the pearly gates. St. Peter's there to greet them. And St. Peter goes up to the first woman and he says, well, you know, you are going to have to spend the rest of your life in it. I can't remember, Pam. Damn it.
And that's it.
And that's it. So, yeah, no joke
this
this
is
week.
the end of podcast 15. So that was coming at you live from Las Vegas, EXP, John Amitucci, Pam Jungi. Peace.
Peace out.